Welcome to episode 4 of the Infinite Media podcast. In this episode, I'm just going to talk about everything Age of Wonders 4. Now, we're first going to get into this dev diary. For all of our YouTube viewers, you can see this, but for all of our podcast and audio listeners, I will try to be as descriptive as possible. At first, I was only going to go over this dev diary, but they released a video to go along with this that talks about victory and Pantheon building that we'll go over next. Well, we'll watch together because I haven't seen it. But a lot of this stuff, the victory conditions, are standard for strategy games. We have military expansion, magic, and score. I don't know who plays on score. Score just puts you on a time limit, and it really shackles me. So I don't like using score victory, so I'm going to turn that off. Military victory is conquering all your opponents, or if you're doing allied victory, making them allies, typical stuff. So we'll continue. Expansion is pretty much you building out across the map and then making some unification beacons. So if you play Age of Wonders Planetfall, you'll pretty much know the same thing if you get a certain number of sectors. So military victory is standard fare. I like the fact that they have, you probably can't see the picture for our audio viewers, but it creates, I guess, an event after you defeat a hero and send them to the void. You can do certain things. So for these examples, you can hold a parade. So basically you spend gold for the parade, but you get Imperium back. Or you can manipulate the fading zeal and get some divine gold. Or you can spiritually guide Mashara the Radiant to Mage Haven. All of these different things. Or you can just do nothing because she was just a minor inconvenience. So I like that choice as well. And it gives me a hint, a sort of answer to what I was trying to figure out, because in a previous video I mentioned how with Age of Wonders Planetfall, like, it really didn't feel like your choices mattered and who you sided with, who you defeated. So these characters just kept on coming back, and I'm like, oh, why these characters keep on coming back? So I was trying to figure out, was there a way to permanently kill or get rid of a hero or an enemy so we never have to deal with them again? So from looking at this, like, you expel them from a realm, but they can come back in another realm. So similar to Planetfall, but I guess it makes more sense because when you send them to the void, then they are in the void, and then you take control of their throne city. Now they can't come back to the realm. And Planetfall is kind of like unrealistic because you defeat them and then you take out their little capital city. They're not going to the void. I'm like, or maybe they do go to the void and I just didn't notice that. So I guess that's the explanation for them coming back. I thought that I just took them down, then I took their city, and they're just period. They're dead. But either way, that's kind of cool. Vassalization, that's typical stuff. They basically, I won't say eliminate rushing, but make it extremely hard, because now you can't just take a city with these weak units, like send in. Their example was like a bird, but that's realistic because they stamped down on this with Age of Wonders Planetfall over Age of Wonders 3, because Age of Wonders 3 you didn't have any garrison at all, so they can literally come in with one unit, take a city. Age of Wonders Planetfall, now they have to come in with an army, but they can, if it's a super strong army and they're flying slash floating units, they can come in, take the city. Now with Age of Wonders 4, I'm pretty sure they pretty much got rid of that, because now you need a hero to initiate a siege, and this siege takes time, so you can't just rush and just take a city. So I like that. And then you have different synergies with different victory types. Like, for example, you can use chaos, will help you achieve the military victory faster. And then you have different, like, cultures benefiting. Like if you wanted to go over a magic victory, which we'll get into, then you'll most likely will choose the astral option because they give benefits in research and mana production. Or you can go with the shadow, which gets research bonuses. And then they talk about the expansion victory. That's pretty much simple stuff. You have a lot of most of the sectors. You create these unification victories, these unification beacons. Okay, now the really interesting one, which is the unique one, is magic victory. So this one is, you can't get it until you research the tier 5 tome. So this is the late game thing. You're taking some time, but you have these different buildings that you can start building along those lines. So it all starts with a seed. The seed appears when you get to tier 3 tomes. And then as you continue to build this stuff, then you're starting to get improvements, which I really like. Now when you go over a victory type, you actually feel that you're becoming stronger. You're embodying that victory type. Like with military victory, then that just comes with the game, because as you capture more cities and you start to get that income in, it just starts to snowball. This is seen as an Age of Wonders, Planetfall, and stuff like that. So you just naturally become stronger thanks to the gold and all the resources. Now with magic, now even if you're just starting with the same number of cities, you're not expanding that way. Now you're starting to develop your magic. You're getting bonuses to affinity, more mana, cheaper spells, more damage, more effects. It's just you are becoming that guy or that girl, whatever. And then you'll have a victory spell, and then when you start casting that victory spell, of course all these things are limited to 15 turns. So now that's one of my issues with Civilization 5/Civilization 6, and why I turned off every victory type except military when I play, is because I don't like the fact that, okay, this guy can just come out of nowhere, they get the science victory, and I don't get a chance to stop them. With your expansion and your magic victories, it's going to be on 15 turn countdown, pretty similar to Age of Wonders Planetfall, how they had their 10 turn countdown. So there's no surprise victories. Like, you know what's up. You're gonna have a time to stop this if you want. And even when you start this, you're going to have threats appear on the map as well. So it's like the entire world's trying to stop you. The world doesn't want you to win. Remember that. But anyway, so that's fun. And now we're going to get to score. Just don't even look at score. Ignore score. Now, story realms. Now, the story realms, I like the idea of that. So, of course, this is similar to the campaign of Age of Wonders Planetfall, where you don't have to do a typical victory. You can just complete the goals, and then you win if you complete the goals. I like the part about this. And just from reading this, it seems like you can create your own character and then you can play the story. So I was thinking in the campaign they would have pre-made characters to run this campaign, but it looks like the campaign is just going to be like, this is a story, and then you can do the story based on the character you create. So if it's that way, that's even cooler. So I can just start with my ideas. I already have 2 characters I get this. One is Lucia. I've already been saying this in previous videos. She's coming from Pathfinder Kingmaker. And then I have Rain. Rain tried to play in a row. No dice. No mas. I think that's how you say it. Not good. But no mas. I'm going to start saying this. I just like how it sounds. No mas. It's because Skyrim, I don't want to get into Skyrim on Age of Wonders 4, but it's pretty much combat's outdated. That's basic. Luckily, you have mods for that. So in the main base game of Skyrim, I'll mod it, and it's going to be up to date. But that's enough for that. So Rain will pretty much be the hero, and I can do it in Age of Wonders 4 because they're giving options. Make him a champion, give them human model. He can be the fighter. He's going to be the shock trooper because he's going to have a katana. I don't know. They're probably not going to have the katana actual weapon, but he'll have a sword of some sorts in the game. So it's possible. Of course, it's going to be a goody two shoes. The culture is going to be high culture, all that lame stuff. But anyway, story round stories that I'm so exciting. Presence traits. I read this. Oh, this is the one that they mentioned about the pretender kings. And so, based off of this, it looks like you can actually play your own character and do this one, which is good. I don't. This is probably already built in, but you might can do that because it says some of these present traits include a unique victory condition. So I don't know if you can put that in your own realm because of the realm example that they created. They didn't show these present traits. So whenever the game comes out, I will like to dive into that a little bit, which I will do in the live stream / recording. I might make it a live stream just so you can give your feedback. What would you like to see? What would you like to dive into and stuff like that? I know that the developers are doing a live stream as well. I just don't know exactly what they're going to talk about. Other traits may have simpler quests. The Demon Prince trait, I like that just because defeat the Demon Prince himself, a perfect trait to put in if I want to play as Rain. Then you have these realm traits. Blah, blah, blah. Now, victory settings. We already know about military expansion, magic. No one cares about score. Allied victory. Allied victory is typical. You can do the allies. If only one of your allies wins, you win as well. Everyone wins. One wins, everyone wins. Great teamwork. This shows up whenever you start building out your Pantheon and you have more than one person in your Pantheon. Now you can go into your realm and play that realm as allies from your Pantheon. So if you're creating an evil Pantheon, now you can have the evil villains team up. So whenever Vani shows up after the Pathfinder Kingmaker playthrough, then we'll have Vani and Lucia team up as gods, and there will be their natural ascension from being level 20 characters in Kingmaker into Age of Wonders 4. I like that progression, but also you can be enemies. So now when Rain gets up there and he wants to challenge Lucia, then we'll see what he can do. And then we're gonna go into the Pantheon stuff soon. It's coming. Conclusion, blah 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 blah. We don't want this to end. No one wants this game to end, but this is the important part. Conclusion. I will read this one. Every victory will give you XP for your Pantheon, which you can use to unlock new cosmetic, society traits, realm traits, and more. No one cares about. Oh, okay. Let me not say that. People like cosmetics. Cosmetics are cool, but this is what I care. Society traits, realm traits, and more. So that means all the society traits that we've seen so far, and that's not all. I don't know if it's going to be randomly created society traits or how many society traits they made that they haven't showed us and they put in the Pantheon system. And then realm traits, what did they do? Or if they're just placeholders and they'll develop more in the future, like the later tier stuff, or they can just add to it as time goes on. This is because I want to know what's the benefit of the Pantheon, because we can't just let the Pantheon be there and it's just for cosmetics and it doesn't do anything. And I like the fact that the more you play, you unlock more society traits, realm traits, and I guess we'll see what other stuff they do. So this is a nice little layer. I haven't played the Planetfall Empire building thing because I still have the last DLC to play, and about time that I finish with that, then it'll be time to play Age of Wonders 4. So I guess I gotta wait for Planetfall 2, which I'm completely fine with waiting for Planetfall 2 and do their Empire mode because there's some issues with the current Planetfall. It's still a good game. It's just Age of Wonders 4 is shaping up to mean they're evolving. They're evolving their stuff. So that's enough of that. I'm really excited. Let's see what they say in the video. Will they basically say what we just read, or will they have some other stuff? And plus, we'll get some visuals and everything. I'm hoping that they have, because I saw an image from a different review of this, because like the bigger YouTube channel got their preview copies and everything, and then they showed an image of like the Pantheon, but hopefully they showed that in here. But without further ado, let's watch.
Hello everyone, I'm Jumbo Pixel and I'm collaborating with Paradox Interactive to bring you this.
Okay, I just want to talk about these creatures. These look like summon creatures. One of my favorite things is summoning creatures. So that's what I'm going to enjoy. Summoning creatures, the astral creatures, especially from Age of Wonders 3. I don't remember them that much, but I remember hints of course, it looks like they're going to have a lot more summoning creatures than they had in Age of Wonders 3. But I just wanted to point that out. I love summoning creatures.
Final video in our Age of Wonders 4 series. Today we're looking at the end game, the various methods of achieving victory.
Those look like drummer cuts from Pathfinder Kingmaker
in Age of Wonders 4 and the Pantheon system. With the knowledge we've built so far throughout the series, let's dive in one more time to answer the ultimate question: how to win. There are 4 main ways to achieve victory.
Okay, I just had to talk about this. How to win. The ultimate question would be how to have fun, because I know you don't want to hear this, but it makes sense. In the world, people are all like, how do you win? How do I get to this point in my life? And really, people should be asking, like, how do I have fun? How do I enjoy this experience? And really about the experience, not getting to the end. It's same in the video game. The most important thing is the experience. Is the game fun? And of course, the victory and the end game is important, but it's not I wouldn't say it's the ultimate question. I think that little correlation between video games and life is just so interesting. But anyway, let's continue.
Age of Wonders 4, domination, expansion, magic, or score.
No one cares about score. I just hate every time I hear score. I'm like, who plays score? If you play score, leave it in the comments. Let me know.
You can track your progress at any time.
I like this. I like tracking my progress, see how I'm doing, and then I'm gonna be all like, I'm not number 1, depending on which victory I'm going for. Then I'm gonna have to look for the guy, and then I'm gonna have to weaken him, and then I'm gonna have to do some underhanded stuff. That's one of the things I like about the Syndicate, and that one mission where I can just do all these operations and stuff like that. So it's gonna be exciting.
Under the quests menu in the top left. Let's start with domination. Using your armies and brute force, you need to conquer your enemies by capturing each non-allied capital or throne city and defeating their faction leader, sending them to the astral.
Okay, now we got Carissa the Red. So something different. You have crumbled the last defeats. And so this is him actually playing the game. So this was this woman called Carissa the Red. Whatever schemes Carissa the Red had in the works is pretty much in the other one. Her enthralled orcs, their spirits crushed by their idols yoke, now find themselves at your mercy, O glorious king. So she must have been a wizard king hero, but just based off of the talk which she said, enthralled. Whatever the future holds, Carissa the Red is a thorn in your side no more. How will you commemorate this extraordinary victory? So this begs the question too, because I think of this in terms of reign, because Lucia will never do the champion, because it's just doesn't make sense for Lucia. But like, if you're creating a character, let's say Rain, human, he's a champion, he's not a risk king, he's going to be a human, and it follows the race, because if you start off brand spanking new, then you get either champion or wizard king. Champion follows the race of the people, the culture, and everything you pick. They have the same form. Wizard king, you can choose whatever form they come from, the void or something like that. So I'm curious to see if after you win and your character is now in the Pantheon, when you go to a new realm, can you choose champion but still have a different race. Because let's say if it doesn't fit for your character to be a Wizard King, like for Rain's example, when he goes to another realm, can he still be champion? But he's the champion of these orcs, but he's not an orc. So will it change? I guess you could be consider a Wizard King at that point, but not. But it just wouldn't fit the character. So if you know what I'm saying, it's like, how will they balance it out? It might not be that big of a deal, but it's just curiosity.
Void. Take note that they will respawn unless their throne city remains captured. To achieve an expansion victory, you need to occupy a certain amount of provinces to unlock the Beacons of Unity. Provinces count towards the total if they belong to your cities directly, or when they belong to a free city with at least a bonded vassalage.
Basic.
After building 3 beacons in different city provinces, you then light
Then it's showtime. Then it's showtime.
Beacons. Hostile armies are spawned in an attempt to destroy the beacons and prevent your victory. If you defend them for 15 turns, you will be victorious.
Good.
To achieve a magic
Let's see what they move too fast.
turns,
While some empires lie in ruin, you dominate this world under the banners of newly formed alliances, proving that strong diplomatic bonds can be more powerful than the largest of armies. In trust and unity, we march forward to a better tomorrow. Now, here's the question. Let's say you get expansion victory, but you kill like 90% of everyone else, and you only left one left and then did the expansion. Will the computer be smart enough to realize, hey, you don't have any alliances, or is this just stock? Them just talking, this has no relevance. This is just standard fare. I'm curious to see.
you will be victorious. To achieve a magic victory, you need to build a seed, root, and heart node from your main affinity. These nodes unlock at tiers 3, 4, and 5 tomes, so your knowledge or research is very important here. If all 3 are built, the magic victory spell is unlocked. Channeling the spell takes 15 turns for victory
This was on the same image that they showed Age of Astral.
to be achieved, during which time hostile armies are spawned next to the
Wait, pause. Because I'm trying to see this. And these are a lot different spaces, but he has multiple army stacks. So, because this is reminiscent of Total War Warhammer, how the things look. This is not how it looks in Age of Wonders Planetfall. So, it looks like they've been playing some Warhammer 3. And then they made a reference to another game. Oh no, they're from the same team, Paradox Interactive and CK3. They mentioned that.
improvements in an attempt to destroy them. Losing any one of them cancels the spell. And finally, a score victory. Simply put, if no other victory condition has been met at the final turn of the game, the player with the highest score wins. The Pantheon is where you collect your ascended rulers.
This is the important stuff. Elfie Elferson has proven worthy to ascend.
Those who have completed a realm may ascend to your Pantheon. Ascending rulers earn you Pantheon points based on what they've achieved.
Which I like. Tome unlocked, improved house allegiance 22, city conquered, hero defeated. You get plus 50 from that. Victory, you get 500. Hero gained a level, you get 10 points per that. So the highest ones you get is Empire defeated, house vassalized. Those give you the most. So getting houses vassalized, conquering, empire defeated, hero defeated, that's just some basic stuff. 10.
These points are used to
Look at that. Ancient Wonder cleared, 25 points, because those are the high tier. Ancient Wonders are high tier stuff. Infestations, I wonder how difficult that would be. Okay, here we got unlock mana addicts, requires wizard keep. So you can put the points somewhere. Here you got the points. It looks like I don't need if these are on the side or if these are different spots. So you'll do the wizard culture trait, mana addicts. I don't know exactly what that does.
Unlock various rewards from the Pantheon, including
Frozen Realm, a realm of frost and snow racked with violent blizzards within which the Frost Queen's minions raid. Okay, so this is how you start to play on more realms. So the stronger you get, the more realms you can go and conquer, which is good.
And unique hero customizations.
Tyrant Knight hero origin. Were there hero origins? Were there hero origins? That's the question.
For the future. Rulers who have ascended may also...
Pantheon leaders, Yaka, Firebrand predators, Mended torchbearers, arcane tigrans, cultured elves. So I don't know, this is probably pre-generated assumptions like Firebrand predators, so that means you're using the fire tomes and stuff like that. We'll see.
Aid or hinder future campaigns.
Okay,
Rewards from the Pantheon, including realms and unique hero customizations for the future. Rulers who have ascended may also aid or hinder future campaigns.
Okay.
So it may not be the last you'll see of them.
May not.
Thank you so much for joining us in this Age of Wonders series, where we've introduced everything from factions and realms to magic and combat and finally diplomacy and sweet victory.
We need more.
There's always going to be more to try.
Okay, that's all. So they didn't give us enough. We need more. We have more questions. Realms, it comes out May 2nd, so that's going to be Tuesday. So I definitely need to dive deep into all of this whenever the game comes out. Definitely Lucia will be our main character unless they have some campaigns with these already regular people, because I know they have some main characters like from Age of Wonders 3 and stuff like that. I really didn't get into the story, probably because it's been so long that I don't remember. But yeah, this is going to be exciting. If you're excited, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you would like to see. And other than that, can't wait to join everyone on Tuesday for this game. If I find any other videos to react to or talk about, discuss, because that's the last of the Dev Diaries. This is the last one till the game comes out. And other than that, I'm so glad you watched this episode of Age of Wonders 4. Pathfinder Kingmaker is pretty much the same. We'll probably talk about that more and other games similar to that, like Solasta, Baldur's Gate 3, all of those things in the next week's episode, because that's going to be our little progression. Kingmaker, Wrath of the Righteous, either Solasta or Divinity Original Sin 2, because I've never beat Divinity Original Sin 2. I want to go to that in preparation for Baldur's Gate 3, because Baldur's Gate 3 comes out in August, I think, somewhere around there, August, September, October. So we do have time. I don't know how long Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous. I know Kingmaker is a long game. Wrath of the Righteous is a long too, which I like the fact, since it's like a entire campaign. And with D&D and Pathfinder campaigns could last years, especially if you're only meeting once a week, which people usually do, or twice a week, and you just play on weekends. Because one of the things, and then you might miss weekends because people are busy, they have lives. What's a life? Anyway, thanks for watching. That's enough of me rambling.